Hey guys, welcome to Tarot with Tina. This reading is going to be messages from Spirit. Yeah, I'm just going to get right into it, okay? So messages, whatever comes out. I'm using a couple of decks that I don't use very often, so I may be looking in the guidebooks because they're decks that mostly, I do mostly intuitive, but these two decks are, I like to see what the book says. All right, Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know most right now? Ooh, shift in consciousness. Okay, interesting. So we have shift in consciousness. Surrender to the beauty of life. There are no victims, only volunteers. Okay. I was saying that, or I was already seeing that maybe there was a shift here. It looks like you could be seeing your value more, or your values are changing because we have the door to value. And then we have Spirit guiding you. And we go from the 31 to 32. So it's like there's some progress here. Doors could be opening as your consciousness shifts. Like you could be getting new opportunities that are bringing in stability. I feel like that's what's shifting. You're feeling more stable and secure. The Lover. The Swan. The Riddle. Interesting. I may have to look that one up. Agape. Agape love. Interesting. All right, let me just keep pulling. I want to get all the cards. I do get some messages as I go along, but I like to get all the cards before I... The Moon. The Sun and Moon, that's interesting. So that's an eclipse. Cutting something out. And that's the subconscious. So it's like you could be getting information through some sort of self-awareness, like what's coming up from the subconscious. It's coming into your reality, into your focus. So it looks like you're making some changes. Oh, energy's about to shift for you. Okay, about to flip, because I have a 13 and a 31. So as you grow more stable, the energy shifts from negative to positive, whatever you want to call it, low to high vibration. Okay, so we have downcast pride. And then that makes doors open. Alone in the world. Oh, interesting. Okay, alone in the world. You may feel more balanced on your own. Nine of Cups, Five of Cups. That is a definite shift. That is victim mentality. That is so interesting. The Five of Cups is coming under there. No victims, only volunteers. That is, and then the Five of Cups is victim mentality. So you may be realizing or coming out of this energy, Magician. So you're manifesting. Let's get one over here. King of Cups. Or somebody else's. I guess it could be somebody else in your energy. Or you are. Like, so this seems like an awakening. It could be, yeah, somebody else. So this is you or somebody else. We have the Knight of Wands coming to the King of Cups. So that would be a definite jump in energy. This is somebody who's unreliable, in and out, going to the King of Cups. That is a leader. Okay, so let's see. I just want to look at these real quick. Well, this one. So there's something about pride, 20. Downcast pride is depression. So that's a stage of depression. Bending to adapt becomes an excuse for the habit of bending. The root of sadness and grief is deeper than the skin. The only delusion is the gray sky. Survival is a direct consequence of adaptation. What we call adaptation is not a result of subtle but constantly constructive change of ourselves, but rather a mockery of it as we strip day to day of our own dignity in order to avoid conflict with a world that would spread us apart. How can we endure this? Maybe through the power of responsibility. Didn't I say that this is somebody, I don't know if I said it, who's not, well, it is something. The Knight of Wands is somebody who's not responsible. This could be you, and this could be somebody you're dealing with. It's almost like this person, it's just kind of like what I got. Like this person feels lonely, and it's almost like they play victim, but they don't do anything to change. So like they could be in this type of Knight of Wands energy, and they feel alone, but they don't, it's like they play victim and they don't do anything to change. Sometimes we don't use the best part of us, but rather drawn from the ugliest. We survive and bend our knees because we draw out from our laziness. Laziness, fear, disgust. We let our deepest roots go dry, replaced by what we can only be called as a surge of lack of self-esteem. So this person has no self-esteem. Okay, so this is you. It's like you're healing this in yourself. If you're dealing with somebody else, then it looks like I'm going to see if like they're going to change. Because this right here, this person is valuing themselves. They're on this side, valuing themselves, fulfilling themselves emotionally. And then this person here, has no self-esteem, no self-worth, and it's like they keep themselves in this perpetual state of fear and loneliness, very prideful. It could be opposites too, sun and moon. That's interesting. This is the masculine and feminine. Okay, so if it's you on your own, it could be your masculine and feminine side. So one of them could be wounded, and this is the shadow. But this could be what you're healing, you're shifting in yourself. And if this is somebody else, it's kind of the same message. One of their, it seems like there's a wounding. I gotta see the riddle, and then I'll try and clarify some things. Here, I'll pause while I find this one. Very interesting. I said someone's going through an awakening. It says, a great awakening. So this is kind of sideways. So I feel like somebody is starting to wake up. If it were reversed, I would read it in the dark. But a great awakening, or aha moment. I feel like somebody is having an awakening here. They're not quite fully there. It's almost like they're kind of, so upside down, it's like they're using deceit and manipulation. So if you're dealing with somebody else, maybe their deceit and manipulation didn't work and it could have sent them into an awakening. So they're starting to awaken to some sort of like love, self-love. And if it's you, that would be something that you're waking up to. Like maybe if you've been manipulative, or deceitful in some type of energy in some way, maybe you're waking up to like why you were doing that type of behavior. The riddle is present when one must stop searching for the right answers. It cannot be found, and ultimately it is not important. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphysical. Interesting. From logic to mythic. That's so somebody could be like, if you have a very logical person, which Aquarius is, so this definitely could be you. Like maybe if you're thinking of something too logically, you are thinking too small and literally about the situation. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep, mysterious, like the elusive wisdom in a Zen koan, whatever that is. Focusing harder won't do it. Neither will increase. So the metaphysical to me would be your intuition. So instead of thinking logically about a situation or a person or yourself, maybe kind of like using a feeling, how you feel, your intuition. There might be a situation where you can't use logic, which would be I feel like very challenging for an Aquarius. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies. This says focusing harder won't do it. Neither will increased effort. Time, surrender. It doesn't say surrender to the beauty of life. And humor are your only allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn a profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. It may, in fact, be the only reality there is. That's interesting. So maybe there's something you're not allowed to know. So you, instead of thinking logically, there could be something you have to do or go towards, and kind of like surrender to not knowing the unknown. So if you have a new path to go on, you're not going to be able to know what's happening next. If there's a relationship, because the lover could be a relationship, you're going to have to not be able to control or, use your logic. You're going to have to go with how you feel. Okay. What's the Five of Cups? What are we playing victim about? If this is just you, you could keep yourself. If you have been a victim, in some way, maybe you do feel better on your own. It's almost like somebody's like fated to suffer. Five of Cups. Definitely getting some sort of clarity where there's been a block. So playing victim is a block here for whoever this is, okay? Something could have happened in childhood. There is a lot of swords, so that's using... So something could have happened to somebody when they were younger. They may have been a victim in some way, and it's kind of blocked them. It's put them in some sort of... It's like their frontal lobe hasn't developed. So they don't have, like, the best decision. Sorry, that was weird. Okay. I just saw something weird. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, so it looks like also maybe some sort of logical thinking could keep somebody's walls up, and it keeps them from like that agape love, because that's under the riddle. It's like something that's untouchable. Okay. What's the King of Cups? The Tower. Somebody's definitely going through an awakening. Something's becoming too much of a burden. Look at responsibility. What is, why is responsibility such a big... It's like maybe somebody doesn't want to take responsibility, so they play the victim. But it's almost like it's becoming too much of a burden, and they can't avoid it. I just got that song, Love Comes... Not the... I don't know. It's the lyric, Love comes walking in. When I got this Three of Wands. What is the strength? Oh, man. The Lovers. So it's having to make a choice to either stop playing victim, be responsible for your own happiness. You know, and if you can do that, maybe you could partner with somebody. Or this is this person. You got to flip it however it is, okay? Or not, because I have this feeling that it's not just you, that there's another person here. Or you can stay, or whoever this is can stay in the same kind of cycle, and they can just stay lonely. And so this has to be cut out. With the sun and moon is an eclipse. There's some sort of wounding that has to do with the feminine or masculine. It just depends. There's like a imbalance in the giving and receiving in relationships. So it looks like either this is you're going through an awakening, your energy's shifting. This is kind of really, for me, I feel like it's really big. It's like the more you value yourself, the more your energy and your consciousness is shifting here, the more self-worth you have. And then, or you have somebody else in your vicinity that is going to go through this as well. I feel like they're going to be able to make a choice. So they're having an awakening, but it's still their choice whether they want to put in some work or stay the same, because it is a choice. The Lovers is a choice card. So because like a cycle's completed here, whether it's just you moving to a new, like I said, a new energy, a new vibration, whatever you want to call it, a new timeline. This is ending, whether this person comes with you or not, if it's another person. And if it's just you, it's like This is something you're waking up to, not playing victim. Kind of surrendering to the path. Whatever comes at me, comes at me. I can't control things. But it's also leading you to emotional fulfillment. So, all right.